Hey guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you are well. It's taken me a little bit longer than I would have liked to get around to this unboxing video, but here we are. Just before we get to the unboxing, there's something weird going on with the YouTube comment situation at the moment. I've noticed that comments from you guys that I'm positive I have replied to in the past are showing up as having no response, so I don't know what's going on there. I obviously make the effort to respond to every comment that's left, because if you guys are watching the videos and make the effort to leave a comment, it's the least I can do. But if you haven't got a response, I apologize. I'll try to rectify that. Alright, we'll start off having a closer look at the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor packaging. It's got that new Phase 4 box design, which is still a little bit weird to me with the angled one side. Here's a look at the description of the character on the back of the box in a number of different languages, and the various warnings plastered everywhere else. I do like the new packaging. It's definitely an improvement over the Phase 3 packaging, as I said previously in my last video. So let's get this thing open. Alrighty, let's start off taking a look at his accessories, of which there are three. Two of these, I guess we have seen before. I'm assuming they're exactly the same. Starting with this blaster pistol, which I guess has been done as well as you could do for a mass-produced toy of this scale. And then we have this multi-purpose rifle from memory. I think it's a disintegrator and does other things as well. And again, you know, there's a few different paint apps on there, so it's not too bad. And we finally get a jetpack for this guy. It looks great, as in the mold or the sculpt, but it's just grey plastic. No paint or whatsoever, which is it's a bit lacking. No paint or whatsoever, so that's, you know, good in a way, but disappointing in another way. Alrighty, onto the figure himself, and yes, obviously people have been waiting for this version of the Mandalorian for quite some time. Once he has his Beskar armor, you can see on the back there all the peg holes for the jetpack. It looks to be the same cape that the original Mandalorian figure had, but yeah, it looks very cool. That thigh armor on the right leg looks familiar. Don't know what's going on there. The lower legs look familiar as well, but there's his butt. Once again, he has a working holster. I'm assuming it's a working holster. And yes, the blaster pistol fits in easily. You can strap it in, so that's a nice feature. So do a quick comparison with the original Mandalorian. As you can see there, yes, the blaster rifles are exactly the same. So there you go. I think I like the original Mandalorian look, to be honest. I prefer that. I don't dislike, obviously, the Beskar armor version, but the original version, just the different elements of the armor that you can tell that he's scavenged from wherever, from killing whoever, from battling wherever. See the difference on the back there. Yeah. So I'll try and get that cloak off to pop the jetpack on. Alright, so I couldn't remove the head to remove the cloak. You'll need some heat to do that. But I've just spun it around to the front, and as you can see there, it's fairly easily applied, the jetpack, and even though it isn't painted, which is disappointing, it still looks still a very cool look. One Mandalorian with jetpack. I like it. So the next figure is the Mandalorian version of the Imperial Stormtrooper, and the Stormtrooper armor has changed across pretty much every movie. I think the A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back version are fairly similar. Return of the Jedi was quite different to the others, and then Rogue One was different again, and the Mandalorian, I'm not 100% sure, but it's probably more similar to the Rogue One, if not the same version. But anyway, here we go. Alright, once again, first up we'll have a look at his accessory. Only one accessory, and of course it is the, if you get some focus, E11 blaster rifle. And again, it seems a little bit different to the traditional E11, more like the Rogue One E11. It's got that scope or laser target thing on the side, and the magazine sticking out the other side is longer, so I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, it looks alright. But once again, no paint, no silver dry brushing or anything like that. Now the figure itself, on first look, it looks a lot more slick than the previous version. Obviously the armor design is slightly different. The helmet looks fantastic, maybe a little bit small. It almost looks like that 3.75 inch version that we got previously has been blown up into 6-inch scale. The 3.75 inch version had a fantastic helmet sculpt, and this looks great. So just, I don't normally go through the articulation, but it has some nice features. It's got those sort of floating shoulder armor pieces that allow you to get some good shoulder articulation. Obviously I have to do a comparison with the previous version of the Stormtrooper. You can see on the arms there, the older version, you can see the pins in the joints. The newer version has a different type of articulation system, so there's no pins, so like I said, it looks a bit more slick. The helmet is a massively different shape and a lot smaller. I'd say it's actually probably a little bit undersized, to be honest. The new Mandalorian version has no holster, but that is screen accurate. You can see there the shoulders are probably not quite as broad on the Mandalorian version. Again, the knee articulation has the pins in the older version. The newer version does not. It's a lot slicker looking, but you don't get quite as much articulation. But I still think that's going to be enough to get him in some nice dynamic poses, especially for you toy photographers out there. So it's not a huge problem. So yeah, pretty good job. I do like it. I like the shape of the helmet. I just think it's a little bit small. If you imagine that there's a head underneath that, it's just a little bit undersized for me. Alright guys, that was just a very quick look at two of the figures from the new Black Series Wave, Phase 4, Wave 1, I guess we're calling it. The Mandalorian in his new look, the Beskar armor look. I really like that figure. The only real complaint that I have with it is the jetpack, the lack of paint on it. The sculpt was great, just there's no paint. It's just grey plastic. And the Imperial Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian series, again, that looks really cool. I only have a minor gripe with that, and that's maybe that the helmet is slightly undersized. But apart from that, another really great figure. I like how they've redone the articulation and got rid of the obvious pins from the elbow and knee joints from the previous version of Stormtrooper. So yeah, pretty nice. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave any comments down below. Let me know what you think of these figures. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and as always, may the Force be with you.